Hello and thank you for joining us on Nationwide on the network service of the NTA. Reaching you live from Abuja, I am Noleen Abel-Ameh with the news. We begin the news with the Senate plenary. The Senate has urged the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) to carry out assessment of the contamination caused by pipeline explosion of July this year in Komkom River State and Ijegun in Lagos State. This is part of recommendations by the Senate Ad Hoc Committee that was set up to investigate the two incidents. It also recommended that Nigerian Pipeline and Storage Company and its contractors should ensure compensation to victims of the July incidents that led to the death of 96 persons. The committee observed that apart from worn-out pipes, negligence and security lapses contributed to the disaster. Senators resolved that NNPC accounts for 382.2 million naira earmarked for pipeline protection and called for sanctions against organizations, agencies or persons found culpable. The House of Representatives has urged the Federal Ministry of Mines and Steel Development to provide geological records of gold deposits in Nigeria, being a major revenue earner. House members, while debating a motion from Ogene Igo on the need to prioritize gold mining in the country, noted that there is an estimated 21.40 tons of gold deposits in Nigeria. The lawmakers said when properly managed, gold mining could fetch the government at least 30% annual revenue, pointing out that Nigeria is set to lose $9 billion yearly to illegal mining. The House, therefore, called for policy reviews to facilitate investment in gold mining. Tuesday's plenary also featured the passing of a resolution on the need to review the directive from the Nigeria Customs Service suspending distribution of fuel to communities located 20 kilometers to the border to reduce the hardship of residents of affected areas. Details in our subsequent bulletin. Moving on, the closure of land borders in the country has been described as apt and impactful considering the successes recorded so far. Guests on NTA's Good Morning Nigeria program said feedback from agencies involved indicate that security situation in the country has improved. Abdul Karim Zurmi reports.
Given for closing the borders are trans-border security challenges like terrorism, banditry, smuggling, proliferation of small arms and light weapons. The guests believe that the federal government has taken the right step, which is now yielding results, like curtailing influx of illegal migrants, smuggling of petroleum products outside the country, and improved security situation.
It has improved. Economic activities have been stimulated, at least local economic activities have been stimulated, and generally it's been good and it's been worth the effort.
Now, the country stood up and said, look, if we continue this way, we can't get any economic policy right. There's no way Nigeria can have a trade policy that will look up to say this industrial policy and manufacturing can move right. And I think, therefore, I support it. Thank you.
They also noted that there has been increased patronage of local production.
On our position as freight forwarders and custom brokers, we are totally in support of this closure because too many things have been happening under the current of the water.
Nigeria is getting its acts. We are trying now to understand and actually work rather than serving as the big brother, as we are being portrayed. We also are showing that we have our own interest. We have national interest, and we have to protect those interests.
They agreed that the benefits of the border closure outweigh the disadvantages. In Abuja, Abdul Karim Zurmi, NTA News.
This is NTA Nationwide. We now join our Lagos Network Center for more news with Dotun Oguyemi. Dotun, how are you doing?
Thank you, Noleen, and welcome to Lagos. Let's talk judiciary, where it has been advocated that alternative dispute resolutions mechanism, if embraced, will drastically assist in decongesting the courts. Annie Daniels reports that this was the submission of legal practitioners in Lagos.
The theme, Positioning Africa, the Changing Landscape in Alternative Dispute Resolution, ADR, was a platform to re-echo the fact that a supportive judiciary is crucial for the effectiveness of arbitration as an attractive dispute resolution mechanism. Legal experts noted that the courts in Nigeria have made significant efforts to bring about a change in the litigation culture. They cited Lagos, Oyo, Kano, Delta, Rivers and Abuja as among states that have established multi-door courthouses offering court-connected ADR, thereby making available doors for dispute resolution.
The challenges we have is submission. Unlike the court system where you are called, if you are summoned to come to court, you have to appear. But in alternative dispute resolution, it's a voluntary process.
This conference therefore seeks to ensure that ADR is well established in Nigeria.
Even if our partners feel that they want to have international arbitration, nothing stops the arbitration from taking place in Lagos.
To promote the growth of the Nigerian economy by making sure that an efficient dispute resolution mechanism, that's really where we are going.
Panelists here noted that litigation cannot handle the number of cases filed in court daily. They therefore advise legal practitioners and, by extension, the African continent to embrace ADR and harness its manifold opportunities. In Lagos, Annie Daniels, NTA News.
To shape the future is to change or challenge the status quo, think critically and work collaboratively towards a desired future. Ensuring this is realized, women from all walks of life converged on Lagos. The network creates opportunities, share concerns and challenges of life as women. Ruth Ario Samuel reports.
Hawa Ojefo and Eduji Macaulay are strong women in their own rights, but victims of rape and sexual abuse. Though this happened to them about 5 years ago, them, the trauma and effects will last a lifetime. The increase in rape cases, however, is a menace that seeks urgent attention, and the only way to nip this evil trend in the bud is for victims to speak out.
It's our responsibility as a society to be able to give people the opportunity to take their time and talk about it when they're ready to talk about it.
If our way of life has stopped being, silencing or making shame something that, or making silence our culture, we change that because we say, no, we're no longer going to be quiet.
Ronke Shokefu, Chairman, Board of Directors, Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation, highlighted empowerment as the way forward to giving women a strong voice.
It's time to look after each other. It's time to speak certain truths to each other. It's time to pull one another up, and it's time to mentor especially the younger ones.
Women gatherings such as this is an avenue to create awareness for women to strengthen their bond, share ideas, and find a common and safe place while encouraging one another to excel in their various fields. So, in the words of Hawa and Eduji, rape victims should speak out no matter how long it takes for them to do so. In Lagos, Ruth Ario Samuel, NTA News.
Mainstreaming the maritime sector in the development plans of African countries is the focal point of discussion of experts from 15 West and Central African countries in Lagos. The two-day meeting is at the instance of the International Maritime Organization, ably supported by the United Nations Commission for Africa, UNECA. Paul Omukago tells us more.
The untapped resources from the seas and oceans of Africa, coupled with the fact that about 90% of international trade is transacted within the maritime domain, these experts say it's about